Hi everyone, welcome to Everyone Yogamentary episode 9. I hope everyone's having a great week. I'm having a pretty good week myself, still pretty busy, got a lot going on. I wasn't sure if I was going to get the show out. I say that every week. It's just been a crazy time. But I think that what would the week be if I didn't visit with you a little bit? Not real sure what we're going to talk about as usual. I think we're going to lean towards our story, our path, our passion, whatever you want to call it. I think that's what we'll talk about. I have been thinking about this a lot lately, and it's not something that's always easy to follow, but when you do, you feel really happy and good about yourself. So think about what makes you happy, what makes you feel joyful and yummy inside, and spend a little time really thinking about that. And if you do those things, and then spend a little time being honest with yourself in every moment and deciding what it is that you want, what makes you happy, and see what happens if you follow that pull just a little bit. See if you can fall into your flow, the flow that where the universe is like responds to you being willing to follow what you want to do. The first time you take a step in the direction of something that is drawing you, that makes you feel wonderful, even if you're not sure if you should do it, you take that first step, and then the universe responds and it gives back to you some ability to take that second step. And some people call this your song, your passion, your path, that whatever draws you, what you are meant to be or meant to do, or maybe you just what makes you happy. And it's not always an easy thing to do or follow. We have so many things in our lives trying to hold us back or keep us busy, and busyness is such a silly thing. We have really, it's hard to avoid. But if we can just take the time to give ourselves a little space, give ourselves, even if it's just 5 minutes of meditation, check in with ourselves, see how we're feeling. Those 5 minutes might give you 10 more minutes because you're calm. Calmness is such a great thing. I have recently discovered calm, and I feel like when you're calm, those little signals that give you the path for your next step that you're not sure you can take are easier to see if you can just relax into the moment and be calm. And being in the moment is such a wonderful concept, but it's not an easy thing for us to do. I've learned all kinds of different things that make me feel like I'm more able to do that. But every day I feel like I learn more about the moment. I think I've talked to you a little bit about it. Uh, Most recently, I read something that said if you're living in the past or the future, then I can't remember, but it was you're holding yourself back from the moment. And it's really true. We want to, especially if we're going through things, we want to think about our memories or plan our future or worry about everything else. And then we're missing these moments and these signals that are telling us, you know, this is what you want right now. This is what you should do right now. There's always a time to respect and remember, but we shouldn't dwell or base our present moment on those things. And as far as the future, of course, we need to do some things and keep ourselves, we can't be completely unpractical. We have to have a goal, or we have to work towards things. There are things we have to do. But maybe if every day in each moment we honor ourselves, those things will become more the things that we want. And the things we need to do will mesh up with the things we want to do. And along with that is loving everything, every situation, every person. If you don't put judgment on them, have expectations for them, or even if it's something bad and you can find a way to love it, find something in it that you love. For example, your family member uh, broke their leg and they had this big summer and all these things they need to accomplish. But during their downtime, maybe they discover something about themselves. Maybe they figure out what their future career is going to be. Who knows? Maybe there's something good in everything. And if you can think about that and love that, and even if you feel like it's a bad person, and of course, there are no bad people, um, right or wrong. There are just things that aren't right. I don't know how to put that, but anyway, you have someone and there's all this negativity, and you're tempted to respond to that negativity with negativity, but that just creates more negative energy in the air. So if you can figure out some way to find some compassion for that person, understanding for what happened to make them respond this way and create this negative energy, and just love that and just think about that and not think about the rest, then you're putting out that loving energy, and it's a lot better to combat the negative with than just to keep creating more negative and more negative. And ultimately, you're a lot more happy if you're not sitting around being judgmental and angry at everyone. Of course, that takes so much work and is not easy to do. It's been trained into our brains like ridiculous. We judge everything, and that's just, part of our society. But we can change that. We don't have to do that. And we'll be a lot more happy in every moment and able to stay in every moment if we can love ourselves and love everyone else and love every situation for what it is, and understand that there is something there that we're going to get from it, even if we don't see it right now. Which also reminds me of something else I thought of this week, was questions. I'm always having questions, and I realize that questions aren't really what you should be asking. You should just be following the moment. But that was the last thing. No, I'm sure I have several more things. This was the last thing recently that I've kicked, because I always want to know. I need to know. But I realized that it's not a question. There are no questions. You might want some guidance, but every question, even if you have a question in your head, you don't need an answer for it, because just having that question might create, it's the same as the negative situation. If you can find the positive situation, something in that question, you thinking about it, is going to make you do something different in the moment. And so that question has a purpose. And whenever the answer comes to you, the purpose is served. So us running around trying to find answers to questions that aren't ready to be answered, and we're never going to find them anyway, is just keeping us out of the moment. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. Find a way to stay in the moment and enjoy your lives. Namaste.